Hello and welcome to a School Leaders presentation on What Worked Education. My name is Wayne Howson and I'm co-founder alongside Professor Steve Higgins, who you might be familiar with as one of the lead authors of the Teaching and Learning Toolkit for the Education Endowment Foundation. At What Worked, we aim to empower educators to become evidence creators rather than just consumers by developing a live evidence base for teachers to use to support their professional judgments when implementing interventions in your school. Why are we starting with peer tutoring? The Education Endowment Foundation Teaching and Learning Toolkit has shown for a long period of time that peer tutoring is a high impact intervention which can be delivered at very low cost in schools, and this is based on extensive research. In 2013, the Sutton Trust surveyed teachers and school leaders and only found 1 in 100 teachers were planning to use peer tutoring interventions, even though the toolkit had been around for a few years. In 2020, a TeachTapp survey of just over 6,000 teachers found that only 4% of primary teachers would consider using peer tutoring interventions in their school. At What Worked, we did a rapid review of 3 local authority schools, and in the sample of 425 schools, the good news is in their 3-year pupil premium strategies, 80% were justifying the use of their strategies based on research evidence. But again, only 1% of schools highlighted that they would consider or use peer tutoring in their 3-year strategy. So it seems a good place to start if you're looking at building an evidence base. The DfE have recently updated their pupil premium guidance for school leaders in March 2022. And from September, all schools need to use the menu of approaches to select and justify the interventions that they're using for their funding. And for the targeted academic support, this is limited to 5 choices. And you can see from there that it includes teaching assistant deployment, but also one-to-one small group tuition and peer tutoring as a strategy. The National Tutoring Programme is a government flagship programme that's been running for the last few years. One problem that we have with this is that over the next few years, the subsidies that the government are giving schools is being reduced. So in 2022-23, the subsidy will go down to 60%. In 2023 to 24, this drops to 25%. And then in 24-25, there is no subsidy which is being promoted at this moment in time. So this might go down to 0. And the own guidance from the DfE shows that school leaders need to weigh up the expected impact of any outcome against the cost of implementing it. So looking at the research evidence, peer tutoring could be one of the interventions where it could be deployed by schools as a multi-year strategy to be able to support students as an alternative to one-to-one tuition, which might be more cost effective and provide similar benefits. At What Worked, this is our priority, and it's to work with primary schools initially to implement a multi-year strategy to peer tutoring in your school. So this is to allow Year 5 tutors to tutor Year 3 students, hopefully showing a double impact for attainment as well as wider skills. So we should be able to see that the Year 5s gain just as much as the Year 3s for academic attainment and also develop key skills such as communication and confidence in their ability to do the maths. We're then releasing the Year 6 and Year 4 peer tutoring, and using a multi-year approach, it allows the original Year 3 tutees to hopefully switch to the role of peer tutors when they go into Year 5. So it becomes a self-sustaining intervention within school. And through being able to support teachers to evaluate it, we are building an evidence base. So every single time a school completes the intervention, we get the data, which is anonymized. We can then add it to an evidence base on the impact of that intervention. At What Worked, we've created a platform. So for each intervention, this is broken down, step-by-step guidance for teachers on how to implement it, also to go through the theory around the intervention, as well as the resources and the assessment materials. So as a teacher going on to our programs, it guides you through step by step what you need to do to be able to implement this, and then more importantly, to evaluate it in your school. So we allow teachers 3 options for evaluations. These are teacher observations, a pre-test, post-test, single group design, or We also provide teachers with the option of being able to set up a mini randomized controlled trial with a comparator group to be able to measure the impact of the effectiveness. In the summer term, we're allowing schools the option to be able to select any one of the 3 types of interventions, which is multiplication or division, statistics, or addition and subtraction. And this is to allow schools to be able to test a Year 3, Year 5 peer tutor intervention in your school for free, where you are put onto a private course so that you can access all the materials and we complete the analysis on behalf of the school. After that, we have a school license, which we're launching at the end of May. This will have 6 Year 3, Year 5 peer tutoring interventions, as well as 6 Year 3 same age peer tutoring interventions. So you don't have to have Year 5s working with Year 3s. It could be the more able Year 3s working with students who require support in the Year 3 class. We also have an Introduction to Research and Evidence in Education course, as well as a What Work Live CPD. And this involves weekly sessions which we run for teachers, where you can drop into to either network with fellow teachers who are running the interventions to actually find out more about research and design, and to run specific programs around pupil premium. In September, the license agreement will have 6 Year 4, Year 6 peer tutoring programs, as well as 6 Year 4 same age peer tutoring programs as well. Each of these involves the analysis as well as the impact reports, which you can then download from the system that we run. The annual subscription for schools is £325, and this allows access for all teachers in your school as well as support staff. So you can find out more about What Worked at www.whatworked.education, or if you would like to arrange a short meeting with myself, it is wayne.harrison@whatworked.education. Thank you very much for your time.